continue with the topic I talked about last week, but from a different angle. So this week, I want to focus on, when we have prayed and put our requests before God, how we actually expect Him to answer us. So what we need to keep in mind is once God has made a promise to us and say that He will fulfill His promise for us, and we trust Him and decide that we're going to continue to seek Him out until we see the manifestation of the promise. We also want to let go of the idea of how God is supposed to answer this request of ours, or how He is supposed to fulfill this promise or promises that He has made to us. Okay, so for example, let us talk about the story of Sarah and Hagar, right? Her maidservant. Remember when God gave Abraham the promise of a covenant child, and said he was going to have a child. Okay, because of his old age, his wife Sarah thought that she could help God. A lot of us are notorious for trying to help God. She thought she could help God by suggesting to her husband Abraham that her maidservant Hagar can, have the child in her place, right? We'll give her the child. We'll have a child, and she will mother this child, and this child will end up becoming the promised child. But that was not what God told them. God said, you will have a child, right? I will give you a child. But somehow, because of her lack of patience and not getting the full direction or instructions from God, she moved ahead of him. And Abraham, being her husband, instead of him to say, no, my wife, this is not how God promised us, we have to wait, he went along with it, right? So we want to be very careful when God has made a promise to us, or when He has promised to fulfill something specific in our lives. For example, if you are waiting for God to heal you, or you have been praying for the healing of a loved one who is been sick, right, and you trusting God for healing, you cannot dictate to God how He should heal you or this loved one, right? What you do is surrender. Once you believe that you're going to receive your healing or your loved one will be healed, you have to surrender that to God. You cannot tell God, oh, it has to be done this way, right? God can choose